Hi guys, and welcome to another Makeup Mondays. Today's affirmation is I am deserving of love, deserving of peace, deserving of joy, and deserving of success. You see the way I'm pointing it into myself, I'm affirming into myself. When we say it together, that's what you guys need to do. Right, let's go. I am deserving of love, deserving of peace, deserving of joy, and deserving of success. Yeah, you are deserving of it all, and don't let anyone tell you different. And remember that what you think is what you believe, and what you believe is what you become. And I just think it's really important to speak life into yourself and into other people. So that's what we're going to do. So just to show you that we're filming in real time, today is Monday the 8th of February, baby. So guys, like, my nails are so embarrassing. Like, I haven't had time to do them. They are so embarrassing. It hurts me to actually come on here with my nails like this, but next week, by God's grace, I will not have this. So the look I'm going for today is soft pink makeup. That means rosy cheeks, fluttery lashes, pink lips, all of that. That's the look that I'm going for. I actually don't think that I concealed my brows, but I think I can get away with it because I did do a tiny bit of plucking, which is so unlike me, but it was getting to a state of despair and disparity. That's exactly what it was getting to a state of, and I was like, nah, this gotta end. So I had to go and get my palette because I want to do eyeshadow. I really want to take a stab at doing eyeshadow. I feel like I've lost my mojo. I haven't done eyeshadow in at least 6 to 9 months, at least. But now that I'm seeing the palette and that, like, I feel a little bit scared. Like, I don't know if I can do this on a camera being this rusty. Maybe we should leave it for another day. These are the colours in the palette. Yeah, I think I should leave this for another day when I've practiced a little bit more. So now that I've decided that I'm not doing that, we can actually start and get this going. So the new product I'm going to be trying out today is this NYX primer. It is the NYX Marshmellow primer. Oh, I've opened this wrong. How do you open this? I literally just popped that off the lid. I've got to be so careful because where my nails are so outgrown, it can just crack at any moment, and I'm not really in the mood for pain. Right, we've got this open. What kind of security measure is this? Who's stealing this? Give me 1 second. Right, this is open now. The lighting is going in and out, so I hope that you guys can see me properly. So let's see. Ooh. It looks very thick. Can't lie. Yes, this looks mad thick. Let's see. It smells really nice though. It smells exactly like marshmallows. I hope this is not going to give me ash. I didn't even put a lot on. It feels like a cream. Actually feels like a moisturizer, if anything. Oh, it smells so nice though. It smells so nice. Alright, okay, cool. Now that is on. So today I was in the shower and I was just thinking about something that I heard, funny enough, on Clubhouse. And I remember we were talking about something, well, the room was talking about something, and someone came on there and said that regret weighs heavier than fear. And in the shower, I don't know, it just came into my mind, and I was like, why is that though? I would just, I don't ever remember comparing regret with fear. But when you think about it, right, it does. Regret weighs so much heavier than fear. And that alone is enough. This is a lot of foundation. That alone is enough to get you to really move forward with, you know, with all the things that you want to do. Because when I was really deep in it this morning, and I've been thinking about it for a while, I was like, imagine not doing what you want to do in this life because you're scared. Like, is that something that I can live with? Me personally, no, it's not. Because we only have one life, right? And I just think to myself, the only reason that I'm not doing this thing, sorry, I just need to look at my time. Is because I'm scared. Nah, come on. And I just think that alone, again, is just motivation to do whatever it is that you're afraid of. Because think about it like this, right? And I was thinking about this in the bath, so it might not make sense right now. Hope it does. What are you actually afraid of? What is it that you're afraid of? Why are you afraid? And what is the worst that can happen if you were to embark on whatever it is that you're afraid of? And is the worst thing that can happen death? Is it going to kill you? Because if it's not going to kill you, I remember my manager saying to me that no matter anything you do in this life, right, go for it. As long as it's not going to kill you. If it's not going to kill you, if the worst thing that can result in you doing whatever it is that you want to do isn't death, then just go for it. Because even if you fail, a lesson has been learned from it. And I just think about all the things that I want to do, and I just think, if I look back at my life, this foundation, sorry, let me just interrupt. This baby here is top 2 and not 2. I still haven't met a foundation that compares to it, in all honesty. Ooh, look at this blend. I don't even know if it's coming off on camera, but in person, this foundation has melted onto my skin. I don't even know what it is at this point. Is it this new primer, which smells so delicious? Is it my skin and the texture improving, or is it the foundation? Who knows? But either way, I'm really loving it. What was I saying? Because every time I interrupt like that, myself like that, I lose my train of thought. Okay, yeah, so I don't actually ever want to sit down, look back at my life and say, rah, the reason why I didn't do that was because I was scared. I had a little bit of fear in me. Do you know what I mean? It even sounds ridiculous saying it out loud. I think that at the end of the day, you know, the chances of it not working out and the chances of it working out is 50-50. It might work out, it might not work out, but at least I tried. Do you know what I mean? I just think that fear is very temporary, and I would just hate it so much to know that it was just fear. Like, it wasn't even anything significant. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even anything significant. It was just an emotion called fear, which is temporary at the end of the day. Like, no. Okay, cool. I've got about 20 minutes to film all of the rest of this video. Yeah, what do you guys think about it? Like, fear is temporary, like I've said, but regret, you see, regret is a heartache. Like, it aches. Like, when you look back, you can't change it. Do you know what I mean? Because the moment has passed itself. It's gone. Whoosh. The moment is gone. Regret it feels more of an ache. It's like a dull ache that never really goes away. And sometimes I just feel, will you be able to live with yourself knowing that it was just fear that kept you from your destiny, that kept you from going to where you want to go? Not me. I'm not really interested in that. Like, I don't want to have regret. I don't really, because like, who said this regret weighs heavier than fear thing, because you said a really good thing, and I think that going forward, if I think about things in that manner, it will just push me to do, you know, whatever I really want to do in this life, because I don't really want to live with regret. Like, I don't want to have regret. Regret is such a, yeah, it's a heartache. And once it's gone, once the moment has gone, once the opportunity has gone, once the time was gone, it's gone. Like, that's the thing that you can't get back. So you might as well just make the right choice and say, fear, sit down for a second. I'm gonna take the leap of faith and do what I need to do. So the choice is yours, hun. What are you choosing today? Are you choosing regret? Or are you gonna live with regret? Or are you just gonna, you know, allow fear to, are you gonna push fear, sorry, out of the way and say, baby, not today, hun. So yeah, anyway, that was just a beautiful thought that randomly came into my mind this morning. We do have a schedule today though, guys. We have a schedule. So in the spirit of organization, I said to myself that I'm gonna have topics. So the first topic of today is love. I'm discussing love. The first thing I said in my affirmation is I'm deserving of love. But I'm discussing love not in depth and not maybe in the way that you think I'm discussing it. I'm discussing love languages. That's the way I'm discussing it today. If you don't really know what love languages are, how do I put it plainly? A love language is the way in which you receive love. So you have quite a few love languages. So you have acts of service, you have words of affirmation, you also have, what else do you have? Acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch. The other ones. Receiving gifts and quality time. There we are. So those are the 5 love languages that people can have. And yeah, as I said, it's to just do with how you receive love. And I think it's actually quite important to understand what your love language is. So mine is acts of service. I'm an acts of service babe, through and through. Acts of service me to death, baby. Yes. Don't even get me started. Like, what? Nah, that's my thing. And I think that we usually talk about love languages in romantic relationships, but we never really discuss them in the concept of like friendships. And I think that's actually quite important. I think that, you know, romantic relationships are not the only form of relationship you can have. Do you know what I mean? And all of them, every single relationship requires the love at the center, right? For it to work, there needs to be an element of love. So I think it's equally as important to consider them in, you know, friendships and stuff. And I think that I never really did before, in terms of like, I just didn't really pay attention to what my friends' like love languages might be up until recently. When I say recently, I'm gonna say like maybe a year or 2 ago, one of the two. It never became apparent to me that really was a thing. And I think that the more I've started to understand how my friends receive love, the better the relationship, the friendship is in that respect. Because can you imagine, right? So let me give you an example. I like to receive love in terms of acts of service, but my friend likes to receive love in terms of quality time, right? But I'm not like aware of that. So imagine I'm like showering her with gifts or giving her gifts all the time, but that's not what she really values. So there's going to be a disconnect because she wants my time, but I'm giving her gifts, and it's like, oh, these are nice, but I would just really love your attention. Like, I would love to have you here with me as a friend, and we actually talk about things and we do things rather than you gifting me stuff all the time. That's just an example. There will always be a disconnect if the way in which you're showing love is not the way, like, the person. I actually kind of like this brush. This is the Defined Petite Rougher brush. It also can be used as a foundation brush, but it's really good for getting in the corners. I use it for the first time and I like it. But yeah, there will be a disconnect if you are expressing love in a way in which your friend doesn't receive it, and vice versa for me. If you always want to spend time with me, but I'm an acts of service babe, like I require or receive love in that manner, and you're not doing that, there's going to be a disconnect. And I just think that understanding love languages, whether it's in a, you know, a friendship or romantic relationship, is the foundation, because I just think it causes quite a lot of confusion when you don't understand it. So what I'm going to do today, guys, is I'm not actually going to contour, because I said I'm going for like a soft makeup look. Yeah, sometimes contour doesn't really do soft for me because I already have strong facial features. So what I'm going to do, and a trick that I've learned, is just to put concealer down my nose and be very precise with how I blend it in, and it kind of gives the illusion of a very soft contour without actually having to contour. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying about love languages, is if you haven't thought about it in the context of your friendships and you value your friendships, I think that it's worth looking into and understanding, because a friendship requires effort. You know, the same way a relationship requires effort, a friendship also requires effort too. And that is one of the ways to really understand, like, your friendships. And then that aside, so love languages aside, I'm not really sure if I've explained it properly, but I take the test every year, and you can take the test online to really understand, you know, what your love language is. And also ask your friends, ask them, like, babe, what's your love language? So you just know how to love them and love them properly. The other thing I wanted to talk about, just in terms of love, is there's nothing wrong with wanting to be loved and desiring to be loved. I think it's important. This hair is getting on my nerves. I think it's quite important to be loved properly. Like, just don't take any sort of love because it's the love that's there. You know, you should deserve to be loved how you want to be loved. And that's just not only in the concept of someone understanding and knowing your love language. I think we also have to think about it in terms of, do you understand yourself how you want to be loved? Why you want love but you don't understand how you want to be loved and how you want to receive that love? I think that is equally as problematic, because it means that you're going to just settle for anything that comes your way because that's something that you want. And like I said, there's actually no shame in wanting to be loved. It is actually a requirement, or it's a human need. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I think it's in there. No, what I'm trying to say is for instance, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it talks about one of the human needs being like safety and security. Love is the same thing. It's something that we require as social human beings. So there's nothing wrong with that. But do you understand how you want to be loved? And also, do you love yourself? Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to love yourself first. And I think that when people that don't love themselves, it really becomes quite obvious that that is the case. And I think it could just cause so many problems. So yes, you deserve to be loved, but also you need to understand how you want to be loved. Part of that is understanding how what your love language is. Another part is also how do you express love to others, and the way you express it is the way that they want to receive that. And also just loving yourself, like looking at yourself and loving who you you are, and if there's an element that you don't love, aiming to change that. Do you know what I mean? Because without love, what do we have? It even says in the Bible, and I'm sorry for those who like don't believe in God or are not people of faith, but the Bible says that love is the most important thing of all, and I do agree. I think it's important. So I just really wanted to touch on that. Is this bright enough? Should we go in a little bit more, or are we done? I think I'm gonna go in a little bit more, you know. Yes! I have the brightness that I require now. So I'm going to go in very quickly with my setting powder. And just because I'm very conscious of time, I'm going to fast forward this bit. And then we can have a little chat again. Now that I have set my under eye, I am going to bronze just to add a little bit of warmth to my face. Just a tiny bit of warmth. I guess I'm also kind of slightly contouring as well, but just with a bronzer. Anyway, the other thing I wanted to talk about, which would be a good way to, you know, conclude this as we are now reaching the end, is just to kind of like reminisce about all the stuff we're missing as a result of lockdown. Maybe stuff that we might have. This is so soft, this brush. Some stuff that we probably took for granted a little bit, you know. For me, one of the big things that I really do miss about just normal life is just being able to see my friends. Like, it's such a basic requirement, but we're social beings and we need to be able to socialize and see our friends. I miss seeing my friends. I miss going to work. I can't believe I'm saying this. I miss commuting. I miss actually going to work and socializing. Should I bronze a little bit more? And socializing with humans, with people, you know. I'm zoomed out at this point. I'm zoomed in Teams out, so I really do miss that. I miss getting my hair done. I can't stress. I can't stress how much I miss getting my hair done. I can't stress it enough to you guys. I didn't realise how much I would miss it, but I'm dying for some braids. I'm dying for some braids, so I miss that. I miss just general like maintenance, like waxing, doing your nails, like doing my nails, I should say. I just miss it all. Do you know what I mean? I miss traveling. Like, imagine the last time I left the UK was last year in February. 12 whole months were approaching and I have not left the UK. That is a very big problem for me, so I miss traveling as well. And I know these are probably like small things, but they're small things that make such a big difference. I mean, do you see how lashes just take up a notch? I've gone from a strong 8 to a healthy 10 just by adding lashes to the look. You can honestly never ever go wrong. So what I'm quickly going to do is line my lips. And I'm going to fast forward, you know the vibes already. So this is the final look, guys. Wow. Who is she? Who is she? Rosy cheeks, rosy lips, rosy nose. Everything is just rose. But no, this, I like this look actually. I'm feeling myself.